Here are the top 5 security facts we learned this week. This week marks 35 years since the Beirut bombings. In October 1983, 2 suicide bombers killed 241 Americans and 58 French military personnel, as well as 6 civilians in Lebanon's capital. The incident marked the largest single-day loss for the U.S. military since the Vietnam War. The attack on the multinational peacekeepers was allegedly perpetrated by the Iranian-funded Hezbollah organization. 18 U.S. Navy sailors and 3 Army soldiers were also killed in the Beirut barracks bombings, and dozens of others were injured. Number 2 now, state-owned Israel Aerospace Industries has won a $777 million contract to supply air and missile defense systems to 7 ships in the Indian Navy. The contract is with India's state-owned Bharat Electronics Limited, which is the main contractor in the project. The system, known as LRSAM, part of the Barak 8 family, is an air and missile defense system already being used by Israel's Navy as well as India's Navy, air and land forces. Last year, IAI struck a deal worth almost $2 billion to supply India's Army and Navy with missile defense systems. This was followed by a $630 million contract to supply Barak 8 surface-to-air missile systems for 4 ships in the Indian Navy. Number 3 now, France's government this week launched plans for a new aircraft carrier, saying it will make a decision on how to build the multi-billion-euro warship in 2020. France currently has 1 carrier, the Charles de Gaulle, but it is seeking to develop a replacement that would serve until 2080 and be adapted for next-generation combat jets. The budget for the study period alone will be 40 million euros. Running until 2020, it allows France to start organizing the vast industrial operation needed to construct the vessel. Number 4, Israel's civilian space program is in crisis due to underfunding and the outsourcing of key communication satellite functions to foreign companies. According to State Comptroller Joseph Shapira, as of July, the government has only provided the space agency with a fraction of the tens of millions in additional funding that its own commission recommended. Even more worrying, said the report, is the idea that continued outsourcing of communication satellites to foreign companies could hamper the country's ability to maintain an independent launch capability for a critical national security issue. And finally, number 5, nearly 50,000 U.S. and NATO forces are gearing up for the largest iteration of Trident Juncture since 1991. Set to start Thursday, it'll involve troops operating in the air, on land, and at sea in a month-long exercise that will test NATO forces' ability to respond to a large-scale event from several locations. Troops from all 29 NATO allies, plus Finland and Sweden, are participating. So are about 65 ships, 150 aircrafts, and 10,000 vehicles. And that's it for your top 5 security facts this week.